In the world of combat sports, there are punches, and then there are moments that freeze time. A knockout isn't just about power, it's about precision, timing, anticipation, and sometimes pure savagery. These moments echo in highlight reels, spark debates on podcasts, and haunt the dreams of fighters who've been on the wrong end. Today, we look back at those unforgettable seconds, the ones that left jaws hanging, the ones that turned underdogs into legends, the moments where the lights went out literally. This is more than just a list. It's a journey into the most ruthless finishes the fight game has ever witnessed. Whether it was in a dusty MMA cage in Brazil or under the dazzling lights of Las Vegas, every single strike in this list carries a story. A build-up, a sudden, thunderous conclusion. Let's begin where pain meets perfection. The most violent split-second art forms in combat history. Cut to first knockout slow-mo footage. Fighter feints, slips, and lands a perfect spinning back fist. He timed it perfectly. No hesitation, no recovery. Just impact, silence, and one fighter staring at the ceiling. Moments like this don't just end fights, they create careers. For years, fans...
And there's very little tail on that head kick too. Effortless in the precision. Well, yeah, I say effortless.
She's not throwing the whole body into it. Like, yeah.
Oh! She's out!
Headshot there!
Wow! You called it, Paul Brown. Absolutely outstanding. One head kick, two head... Wow! Damn, son.
Tu zona, ¿no? Lo que le llaman cuando ya encuentras ese... ¡Oh!
Have debated what makes a knockout truly brutal. Is it the one-shot walk-off? Is it the slow collapse? Or maybe it's the delayed fall where the brain switches off before the body knows what hit it? All three are here, and these aren't all title fights or main events. Some of the scariest knockouts happened far from the spotlight and early prelim cards, on foreign soil and in forgotten tournaments. But brutality, that doesn't care about rankings. Cut 2. Boxing ring, lights dimmed. Fighter B throws a short left hook. It lands. Opponent falls face first. Doesn't move. That's the thing about boxing. When it's clean, it's clinical. But when it's brutal, it's unforgettable. You don't need 12 rounds to prove you're better, just one perfect punch. And this fighter proved that with a left hand that looked more like a weapon than a glove sometimes. It's not the strike itself, it's the sound. The echo of a shin cracking across a skull. The snap of a jawline meeting an uppercut. The sickening thud of a head bouncing off the canvas. It's the sound that stays with you. Montage of sound reactions from the crowd, commentators yelling, referees rushing in. These moments aren't always beautiful, but they are hypnotic, because they reveal something primal. Deep down, we're drawn to these acts of instant consequence. Two trained warriors in a ring or cage, both capable of damage and, one of them finding that perfect opening. Some fighters were known for their precision, others for raw power. But what unites them is the ability to change a fight with a single strike. Think of the legends. Think of that high kick that landed just as the opponent dropped their hands. Think of that right hook thrown blind that somehow connected on the button. These moments go viral for a reason. They show us what the human body is capable of both, in delivering and surviving trauma. Cut 2. Brutal MMA, ground and pound knockout. Ref steps in late. It's not just the punch or kick, it's what comes after. The moment where everyone waits holding their breath to see if the fallen fighter gets...
Taking a good look.
2, here we go. Oh, beautiful body shot! Perfectly timed! And down goes Flybar!
Don't think she's going to get up. Her quarterback's trying to tell her to get up.
Oh, in the truck.
I don't care who you are and how you're built, no matter what, that's going to hurt you.
Sternum shot. Red basket.
What's up? Brutality is one thing, consequences are another. That's why these moments stick with us. They make us ask questions. They force us to respect the risk. Every knockout could be a life changer for better or worse. Some of the greatest careers in boxing ended with a KO they never saw coming. A rising champion, undefeated, dominating the early rounds, and then a left hook they didn't expect. Game over. Cut 2. Crowd reactions. Fans clutching their heads. Opponent jumping on the cage. Medical team rushing in. These moments don't need hype. They don't need backstory. They just need that one frame. That one punch that lands perfectly. The greatest fall, and when they do, it's often spectacular. What makes a brutal KO different from a regular one? It's the aftermath. Did the opponent wake up within seconds, or did it take minutes? Did they try to stand up and collapse again? Was it—
She's gonna get the finish here. And the referee calls the fight TKO.
And with that, here is the official decision.
Good leg kick.
All right, we got some energy out there early in the first round.
You're sitting duck on the end of the cage here.
Yeah, Hickman needs to move here.
Circle and get out of there. Tyrone's gonna stop it. He's gonna stop it. It's over. Holly Dite gets her first win. Holly Dite just smelled blood in attack. And Danny Hickman, it wasn't improving her position at all.
Also, it's the way they deliver their shots. There's a different kind of snap on. Didn't they say there was a bet for a knockdown? Yes, that's true. There's the knockdown. It's over too.
At 1 punch or 5 after the bell? These are the questions that separate memorable from iconic. The most chilling knockouts in this list weren't even from world champions. They came from unknown prospects, hungry, angry, and with something to prove. That's what makes combat sports dangerous. You could be undefeated. You could have all the sponsors, all the attention, and still, one strike can send it all crashing down. Cut 2, spinning heel kick lands flush. Opponent falls like a tree. What made that one so terrifying wasn't just the technique, it was the intent. You could see it in the wind-up in the eyes. That was a strike meant to end a career. There's a reason why some of these clips have tens of millions of views. They tap into something beyond sports, something almost cinematic. A punch is just a punch, until it lands like a sledgehammer. That's why fighters say, it's the shot you don't see that ends you. Sometimes it's a knee from the clinch. Sometimes it's a short elbow in tight space. Sometimes it's a step-in jab that lands so clean it disconnects everything. No matter how it happens, the result is the same: collapse, and the sound that follows.
Yeah, I got this too. Oh, no. It's over. Don't get it, baby. You got shit on that, stop that fight, bro.
Is always the same too, not just from the crowd but from the canvas. From the fall, from the gasp. Let's not forget the heavyweights, the knockouts that look like something out of a movie. The kind where the mouthguard flies out, the eyes roll back, where the audience can't even cheer there, just react with shock. That there are boxers known for that one perfect KO, it defines them. There are MMA fighters who've delivered 10 in a row and still feel like they're just getting
like trouble for Tatiana Salazar.
Salazar's trying to insert her feet. She's trying to kind of buck and roll. Looks like it's not enough.
In the first round.
To the mat. And this was a beautiful transition to mount and immediately rain down the ground and pound.
是。
哎，漂亮，连续的摆阵，有了，中击，漂亮。
强的有爆发力，重拳打到。
started, and then there are the wild ones. Spinning elbows, tornado kicks, flying knees that feel impossible until they land, and when they do, they get played over and over, year after year. Cut 2, fighter shadowboxing backstage before a fight. Overlay text, the calm before the chaos. Every knockout starts the same way, calm, focused, silent, and then, in less than a second, violence. You can train for years, but you can't.
Fight against the Brazilian fights in which
stopped her in the very first round. She was being more aggressive, and right here tonight, I think we've seen it again. And just as I say that, a left kick to the body has knocked and dropped and knocked out. Nick, let's have a look at it again. This monster going for the body, yeah, it might have clipped the liver, which of course everyone knows now in the sport, not only in Muay Thai.
Nada, fez tudo vir a história da luta. Outra vez, entrou de cruzou a esquerda, sambou a Priscila, sambou a Priscila. Vem da Silva, solta o cruzado, sentiu a campeã, entrou o cruzadaço de direita. Esquerda de novo. O segundo knockdown colocado pela da Silva.
Tô tentando recuperar o fôlego aqui.
8. Oh, that one hurt her. 9, 10, 11. Big right hand, and now it's on. Now we're starting to throw like a phone box, and it's done. Walks in, and after 10.
Train your chin, and when it gets touched right, even the best crumble. We've seen legends fall, fighters who were called unbeatable, invincible, gods of the sport dropped by a single shot. That's the truth of combat sports. Anyone can win, but anyone can also lose brutally. That's what makes this list so powerful. These aren't just victories, they're statements. They say, I'm here, I'm dangerous, I end fights. So what can we learn from this? Respect the game, respect the risk. Every time a fighter steps into the cage or ring, they're putting it all on the line. Their body, their future, their legacy. And sometimes, what they leave behind is a moment that fans will talk about for decades. These knockouts are more
using her hips to put all the pressure on Alcántar, and it's all over! The win! You know, end up in the mount position, and from there, she risked the position wheel, grab the pound, the transition, in the hip. I was explaining the hip. She really...
Now she's about to answer my question. Taking risk in order to find the win. Let's see. It could be over. We're gonna have a new champion, and she's from Mexico. Regina Gilbil. That is the new Buddha. Space. She starts throwing bombs that end with the fight and end with the belt in her wrist. What a
more than highlights. They're turning points. Some changed careers, others changed lives. A few changed entire divisions, but all of them share one thing in common. They remind us why we watch. For that 1 second when everything changes. For that one strike that ends it all. For the sound of silence after chaos. Because in the end, the most brutal knockouts don't just drop bodies, they drop jaws, and they stay with us forever.